Close your eyes for a second and listen. A low, haunting note rises through thick morning mist, like a lone didgeridoo played by the earth itself. It swells, bends, drops an octave, then climbs again. And suddenly, another voice joins, deeper, richer, from the opposite side of the swamp. Then a third, higher, almost playful. Within moments, the whole floodplain is vibrating with a slow, rolling chord that makes the water tremble and the reeds bow. This is not a recording from the Australian outback. This is not a foghorn on a lonely coast. This is 75 million years ago, and the orchestra has just woken up. Open your eyes. Dawn is breaking over a late Cretaceous river valley in what will one day be Alberta, New Mexico, Utah. The mist parts, and out of it step the musicians themselves. Parasaurolophus, 10 meters of duck-billed elegance, wearing a built-in brass instrument on its head. One adult lifts its crest toward the pale sun and lets out another long, mournful blast that ripples across the lake like someone dragged a cello bow across the sky. If mornings ever had a signature sound in the age of dinosaurs, this was it.
Meet the rock star of the hadrosaurs. Parasaurolophus lived right at the end of the Cretaceous, roughly 76 to 73 million years ago, in the lush coastal plains and river floodplains of western North America. Picture a sleek 4-ton herbivore that could stroll on all fours when it felt lazy and rear up on 2 powerful hind legs when it needed to reach the good leaves, or to run for its life. But the thing that makes it impossible to forget? That ridiculous, glorious, backward sweeping crest. In the classic species, Parasaurolophus walkeri, the tube curves almost 1.5 meters behind the skull, like a warped trombone slide. Other species played with different designs. Tubicin had a thicker, more complex internal maze for deeper notes. Cretaceous kept it short and sassy. Same family, different voices. So what was inside that crest? Let's take a peek. If you slice a fossil skull in half, or, more politely, run it through a CT scanner, you discover a labyrinth of nasal passages that start at the nostrils, loop up into the crest, twist around like a French horn gone wild, and finally exit near the tip. When the animal breathed out hard, air rushed through those chambers and turned the entire head into a natural resonator. Scientists have 3D printed the tubes and blown through them. The result? A deep, foghorn-like call that carries kilometers through dense forest and thick morning mist. Perfect for a swamp where you can't always see the next bend in the river. Early theories were adorable. Some thought it was a snorkel for swimming. Others guessed it was a super sniffer or a cooling radiator. Possible side benefits, but not the main gig. Today, the evidence is overwhelming. This was a living loudspeaker for long-distance conversation and pure swagger. Bigger crest equals deeper voice equals, hey ladies, check out my subwoofer. Smaller crest equals brighter tone equals probably the females or juveniles answering back. And the craziest part? Their inner ear bones are specially shaped to hear exactly those low frequencies best. They literally evolved to be the perfect audience for their own concerts. A day in the life is basically a symphony in 4 movements. Movement 1, sunrise roll call. Fog blankets everything. A calf has wandered 20 meters into the reeds. Mom lets out a slow, descending moan that vibrates in your chest. Seconds later, a higher, shorter reply floats back. Still here, Mom, just grabbing breakfast. Contact calls, the same way elephants rumble across the savannah today. Movement 2, mid-morning gossip. The herd spreads out along the riverbank, ripping mouthfuls of horsetail and conifer needles. Every few minutes, someone throws out a casual honk or a quick two-note phrase, almost like checking the group chat. Still good over there? Yep, all good. Past the ferns. Movement 3, the alarm crescendo. Late afternoon, a shadow moves at the forest edge. Maybe a young tyrannosaurid looking for an easy takeaway. One adult snaps its head up and unleashes a sharp, rising blast. Completely different pitch, urgent, unmistakable. Within seconds, the whole floodplain erupts into a chaotic chord of panic as 30 crests light up at once. The herd bunches together, calves in the center, and starts a fast, swaying jog toward open water. Low-frequency sound cuts through vegetation like a knife. Even animals a kilometer away know something's wrong. And movement 4, sunset lullaby. The danger passes. The herd settles on a sandbar. A big male rears up, stretches that long crest to the sky, and releases the longest, deepest note of the day. A slow, mournful fade that lingers in the air long after the vibration stops. Maybe it's a territory marker. Maybe it's just saying goodnight. Either way, it's beautiful. Each species, each sex, maybe even each individual had its own signature tone. Imagine walking through those swamps and hearing dozens of these living tubas tuning up, overlapping, harmonizing, arguing, flirting, parenting. A soundscape so rich enough to give Hans Zimmer goosebumps. Today, you can stand in a quiet museum hall, press a little red button next to a restored skeleton, and suddenly the room fills with that same ancient foghorn. Kids jump, adults grin like idiots. Somewhere between the stone and the speaker wire, 75 million years collapse into 30 seconds. And for a moment, we're all standing back there in the mist, listening to the swamp sing itself awake. We'll never know exactly what their songs meant, the love ballads, the arguments, the inside jokes. All we have are hollow crests turned to rock, and some very clever computers trying to give them back their voice. But every time one of those reconstructed calls rolls out across a gallery, or booms from a documentary soundtrack, or leaks from a child's tablet at 2 a.m., something magical happens. A dinosaur that died out with the rest sings again. And somewhere, deep in the quiet hours, you can almost hear it still drifting across a lost floodplain. One last, long, low note bending with the evening breeze, saying, "We were here, and we sounded incredible."